Hello, my name is Mary Bush from Stampin' in the Sand, and thank you for joining me for today's card tutorial. If you're hopping over to YouTube here from my blog, thank you for stopping by. If you'd like to be notified of future videos, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring the bell so that you'll be notified of my future video tutorials. If you're joining me from YouTube over to my blog, welcome to my blog. Thank you for visiting me today. I really appreciate you, especially if you follow me here on my blog or subscribe to my email newsletters. If you subscribe to my newsletter, you'll get a free tutorial automatically emailed to you, and you'll be notified of future videos, future tutorials, free tutorials, and my upcoming classes and events. So let's get started on today's project. That's what we're here for, right? So I am participating in the Crafty Collaborators blog hop today, and we are featuring a sketch challenge on today's blog hop. So if you follow on the hop, you'll see all the different projects that people have designed based upon this sketch, and you can start right here on my blog. All the links are provided for you within the blog post. And again, if you're on my YouTube channel watching this video and you have not been over to my blog, I have the link posted for you in the description of the video below. And from there, you can participate in the blog hop. So let's get started on my project. I do have all of the supplies listed for you as well. So if you want to create this project yourself or an adaptation thereof, all the information is provided for you. So for my card, I've decided to do a quick and easy last minute Halloween card. It's perfect for any of those Halloween cards that you need at the last minute. Maybe you're rushing off to a Halloween party and you're bringing a hostess gift and you'd like to have a card to go along with it, or you want to pass out some cards to the kids in the neighborhood, etc., etc. This is a quick and easy card that you can actually really quickly whip up a stack of. So I hope you enjoy today's project. I'm going to be using the Cute Halloween Designer Series paper. You'll find it on page 51 of our current mini catalog. It's the July to December 2021 mini catalog. If you are watching this video during this time period and you would like a physical copy of the catalog mailed to you, just drop me a comment or contact me with your mailing address and I'll be happy to put one in the mail to you. I've also brought in the Sparkle of the Season stamp set. You'll find that in the same catalog, and we're just gonna use this classic Happy Halloween greeting. I like the classic font of this stamp. And we're going to also be using some of the images from Banner Year. Now, Banner Year carried over into our annual catalog, so you'll find that in the annual catalog. And again, if you need a copy of our annual catalog, just drop me a note and I can get one of those in the mail to you as well. We're going to be using the cute little bat and the happy haunting. So those are the two stamp sets and the designer series paper we're going to be using. For our card, I have all of my little pieces in my packet right here. We're going to be starting with a Highland Heather card base. And I have cut this 8.5 by 5.5, scored it at 4 1/4. So it's going to be a top lift card base. Oh, there's something stuck on the inside of my card. I have no idea what that is. Okay, so we're gonna start with the card base, and I think I should actually come in with my bone folder and make sure that's got a good crease. I also have a basic white medium envelope. And again, all of these products can be found and purchased through the links provided in this YouTube video or in this blog post. You can click right on over to my online store to make instant purchases should you desire to purchase any of these products. I have my pre-cut designer series paper, and I've selected 2 coordinating patterns. These are cut, I believe, 2 1/4 by 3. And of course, I need my ruler, and this is a metric side of my grid paper. So that's not gonna help me. So I'll just grab my little ruler here, do a quick little measurement just to be sure. 2 1/4 by 3 inches. And again, all of these measurements are provided for you through the links provided on the YouTube video and my blog post. Then I've got 2 3/8 basic white, 2 3/8 by 3 1/8. That's going to be mats for our designer series paper. I have a strip of the coordinating Highland Heather cardstock. This is a 1/2 inch. The length doesn't necessarily matter. It just has to be able to fit your greeting. And then I have another strip of designer series paper from the same collection. And this measures 1 1/4 inches by 6, because the designer series paper that I had was cut 6 by 6. And I'm just going to adhere it on the front of the card and then snip off the extra end. So just to check here, the Cute Halloween Designer Series paper actually does come in a 6 by 6 pack. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is adhere down my designer series paper. I've got some of my Stampin' Seal Plus, and I'm just going to run a couple of strips down the designer series paper. And I'll adhere this to the front of my card, and I'm going to go towards the upper quadrant of the card front. Okay, so we have that adhered. Then I'm just going to grab some paper snips, and I'm just going to trim off the excess. Now you could also use a trimmer, but for the ease in the video, I'm just going to use my snips. Okay, so we have that. Then I need to adhere my designer series paper onto my mats. And again, I'm just going to take, whoops, I lost the end. Just going to take a few little strips of my Stampin' Seal Plus. I'm going to make sure that I have a nice even border going around my designer series paper. Oops, keep losing my end. Adhere that piece. I love these little candy corns. They're so cute. Okay, so now we have our 2 designer series paper mats. Then I have my little strip here of my Highland Heather, and I'm going to come in with some Memento black ink, and I'm going to stamp my Happy Halloween. And I just need it straight and fairly centered. And that doesn't look too bad. So I'm going to go with that. I can set my ink aside. I'm going to let that dry for just a quick second. And I'm going to take some of our gingham ribbon, and I'm going to tie that around my panel. And I'm just going to do a quick little knot. Now, where you exactly tie, oops, I got a kink in that. Where you exactly tie your ribbon doesn't matter. I'm just going to put it in an area where it doesn't cover a face. Oops, that's a really sharp tail. I'm not a sharp tail person. That's better. Okay, now it's too long. So now we have to snip this one too. They have to look like they're somewhat coordinated. All right, so I think I'm gonna slide that over there. And that looks pretty good. So I'm gonna grab a glue dot. And I'm going to put that under my ribbon. Need my little fishy. He holds the tail of my glue dot in place. So I'm just going to roll that a little bit, tuck it underneath my knot. and adhere that down. Looks like I have a twist in that. Alrighty, well, let's see if we can move the twist to the back. Right? Hey, you know what? Sometimes when you're recording video, not everything goes as planned and you improvise. Just gonna, sorry. It's the other thing about YouTube. You can always fast forward. Fast forward through my fixing it. Okay, that's better. So now I just hid the twist on the back because no one's gonna see it anyway. All right, get this out of my way. Then I'm going to take this panel. Now this panel here with the little candy corns, I ended up having to adjust the layout of my little blocks. If you saw in the sketch, they're supposed to be kind of cornered on each other. But what I discovered is when I was using the designer series paper, when I did that, it hid a lot of my candy corn pattern, and I didn't want that. I wanted to be able to see the candy corns. So we're just going to improvise once again. Where did I put my little glue dots? I had a whole, dimensionals. I want to see some of my candy corns. So I'm just going to alter the sketch just a little bit and place my panel in such a manner that we can actually see some of the candy corns and little wrapped candies. All right, those are off. So I'm actually just going to do kind of an offset like so, but I want to make sure it's straight. So I'm going to lift that up. Let's see. I think that looks straight. Okay. So now we have it just offset just a little bit. So it's just slightly different than the sketch. Instead of turning it, I just kept them both up and down. So now we need our sentiment. So we have this stamped on our little piece of scrap, and I'm going to use my tailored tag punch. This is from the annual catalog, and I'm going to trim a little banner end. And this is just going to come out this way. And actually, I didn't leave enough room. All right, so we're going to snip that off. And this, actually, if I can do this without ruining it, needs to move over a bit. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down first. And I want this easy for mailing, so I'm just going to adhere this flat instead of using additional dimensionals, because I just really want this to be able to pop right into the mail quick and easy. So now I'll come back in and put this guy back on. Again, I have to hold it up so I can see if it's straight. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to add some basic rhinestone jewels. Now, if you do place an order with me through my online store, this month I am giving away a free package of rhinestones with all orders of $50 or more. And not only that, you will also receive a free 4-card tutorial of the month. All of that, ooh, some of my little putty came off. All of that information is provided for you either in the description of the YouTube video or in my blog post. Where do I want to put this? Let's see. Oh, now they're all going in a straight line. I don't like that. I'm gonna have to shift that over a bit. So we'll do, oh, that one didn't have any adhesive on the back. So again, when you place your orders, if your order is $35 or more, you will receive the free tutorial. And if your order is $50 or more, you will also receive a free pack of Rhinestone Jewels. Ooh, that popped off quite nicely, didn't it? Just gonna offset that just a bit. Okay, so there we have our card, and we still need to do our coordinating envelope. So I have my basic white envelope. We're gonna do some stamping. So I always suggest that you put some kind of scrap paper on the inside of your envelopes when you're stamping, just in case the ink should seep through the back, depending on what ink you're using, or especially if you're using Stampin' Blends. Because when you're using Stampin' Blends, they definitely will bleed through. But if you put some protection inside the envelope, then it'll bleed through onto your piece of scrap and not to the back side of the envelope. And then when it's dry, you'll have your card will be protected once it's inside for mailing. Okay, so now I'm gonna use this Happy Haunting greeting, and I'm going to put that on the outside of my envelope, just to give them a little something on the outside. Then I'm gonna rotate it. And again, I need to slide this up a little bit. And I'm going to use my cute little bat. And I'm gonna put him on the outer flap. Press him down good. I should have brought in my Stampin' Pierce mat. It's just off camera to my left, and I forgot to use it. Oops. Okay, so now we have our cute little envelope, and all that's left to do is the inside of the card. I just wanted to make sure, whoops, there goes my envelope. That was my cheat sheet envelope. It fell off of the stand. Okay, so now we want to do the inside of the card, and I'm going to grab these little bats, and these are from the Sparkle of the Season stamp set, those 3 little bats right there. So we're going to take our little bats, ink them up really good. And for this, I really should bring in the Stampin' Pierce mat, because I'm going to stamp directly on the colored cardstock. Now, normally I would put a liner on the inside of the card, but this color you can actually see when you write on it. And I thought if I put a white liner in here, it just might be too white and too stark. So I'm just going to go with the plain Highland Heather. What do you think? You'll have to let me know in the comments what you think of not adding a liner with this color. If you think it's a safe choice or not. Okay, then I need my boo for the inside. And I just rocked my ink pad. I rocked my block on my ink pad. So within reach, in my craft room, I always have Q-tips because they're great for those last minute touch-ups. So I have my boo, and I'm just gonna stamp that in the middle. And again, that boo came from the banner year, along with the bat we used on the envelope and the Happy Haunting. And then to finish it off, I'm going to bring back in my big bat and ink him up. Oops. And once again, got a little ink on my block. You always want to clean your block if you rock and get ink on it so that you don't end up with it on your card. There's nothing like ruining a card after you've just spent all that time making it. So there you go. So there's the inside of our card. Let's put away our ink so we don't get ink everywhere. Check our hands, make sure there's no ink there. So what do you think of today's card? I hope you like it. It really is super simple to put together. You could also easily create it for other themes just by changing the designer series paper and the greeting, and just follow the sketch. So I don't know, I usually, sometimes I get intimidated by a sketch, but this one I thought was actually quite fun and I enjoyed playing with it. So I hope you've enjoyed today's project. Here's my original that I was copying myself on, and here's the one that we just created together. So I hope you've enjoyed this project. Once again, if you are joining me here on my YouTube channel and you have not been over to my blog yet, please do stop over and follow the blog hop so that you can see all of the other projects by the other participants. And once again, my ordering special for this month is a free package of the basic Rhinestone Jewels. With a purchase of $50 or more, that will also come with a free 4-card tutorial of the month. And if your order is $35 or more, you will still receive the card tutorial. But your order does need to be $50 or more to receive the free rhinestones. Well, Mr. Bo is now telling me it's time to sign off and feed him his dinner. So thank you for joining me once again. And to receive notification of future videos, be sure to follow my YouTube channel or subscribe to my YouTube channel, I guess it is. And follow my blog, subscribe to my email/newsletter list so that you won't miss out on future videos. So thanks again, everyone, for joining me. And don't forget to follow the hop. Happy stamping. Bye.